Tom from Drunkards of the Sun.
Another Funky Funk Drunk episode coming to you courtesy of Drunkards of the Sun.
And then your life's work could have been ahead of you.
Tom and Joe from Drunkards of the Sun.
Join us every week on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Spotify.
Yeah. Podcast that's about anything and everything under the sun.
Check it out.
Joe's drunk.
Yeah, we both are fucking drunk.
Stop it. Hey, what up, y'all? This is Drunk on the Sun with Joe and Tom.
Yeah.
You know what it is. We're on YouTube. And you know what? We said this all in the intro.
Oh, yeah.
So it doesn't matter. I'm not saying shit no more.
No.
You guys got it once, not twice.
Nope.
Unless you're watching Double Vision. Check that shit out every
Hell
week
yeah.
also. Okay, so this week what we're going to do is we're going to talk to you about DC, Superman, Batman, Justice League, all that shit on this episode. BVS?
Yeah.
Well, see, you know what sucks though? Only certain things. The whole, like, it's not as bad as Justice League. No. It's not as bad as Justice League. And Justice League sucks. Oh my God, that movie is horrible. But BVS was not a, like, I like BVS. And I dislike BVS. The reason I dislike BVS is it's 3 movies in one.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
And they should have fucking done each of those movies separately.
Yes.
And created the Trinity at the end. That's how they should have done Justice League. If I would have done Justice League, I would have came out and said, okay, we just dropped Man of Steel. Now we're dropping The Dark Knight Returns, starring Ben Affleck, right? And everybody's like, yeah! And then and then you fucking go, okay, now we're dropping Wonder Woman! And they're like, yeah! And then you were like, we're dropping the same year, we're dropping The Death of Superman. They're like, what? Right? So then you have that movie where he fights, have that type of movie, and then fucking gets killed at the end of it. And then they go, and then the following year, we're dropping Justice League Trinity. You know what I mean? And then it would fucking bring all of them together. And then the fucking next movie, and then after Trinity, you go, we're dropping The Flash! Flashpoint! You know what I mean? Fucking, that'd be dope, right? And then you go, then we're dropping Aquaman.
But they had to
or Aquaman, then Flash, and then Martian Manhunter. And then we're dropping the Justice League 2. You know, something like Dark Justice or something. You know, something. Doesn't that make much more sense?
It makes much more sense, but they needed to catch up quickly, Tom.
Yeah, and they shouldn't have. They should have fucking, because right now in the quarantine, they could have been dropping the newest shit next year. Yeah. They were like, we've been fucking setting this up. This is a Kevin Feige moment. You know what I mean?
But yeah,
because that's what I would do. I would have the Trinity. In the Trinity movie, the villain would be Mongol, and then the second one would be Darkseid, because then you'd have all of the Justice League. You set it up already. Yeah, you know what I mean. You set it up. Stupid fucks. Anyways,
I like Lex Luthor too. I mean, he's cool. He's bald. We're bros.
He's cool, I'm bro. Too bad they've had fucking people who shouldn't play him in movies.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, even Gene Hackman, I don't think was a good pick for him. I think Gene Hackman could have been a good pick.
Yeah.
But I didn't like the way Gene Hackman portrayed Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
And I hated Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey sucked as Lex Luthor.
And that Superman sucked as well.
That movie was the worst Superman movie ever. The worst. And what's crazy was there was things about it I liked.
Yeah.
Because, actually only a couple things.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I liked, like, there's a scene where it shows him saving a woman by holding a car over his head. Yeah, and it looks just like Action Comics.
Yeah.
The first appearance of him.
Yeah.
I was like, that's dope. And then the fucking scene where the bullet hits him in the eye.
Yeah, the one they showed on commercials.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. And that was dope. I was like, that's tight.
That is cool, yeah.
But the fucking story sucked. See, when I brought this topic up to Joe, he wasn't warm to it. And you know what? Here's the thing about Superman.
Not warmed up to it.
You're not warmed up to it. Here's the thing with Superman. Back in the day, I grew up when I was a kid. Batman was my shit. Yeah. Right? Now, as a kid, and I still to this day, but as a kid, I really loved Christopher Reeve's Superman 1 and 2. I thought they were the shit.
I can
fucking loved them.
It's all
fucking loved them. And this is when I'm still, I'm a kid. And then I watched Lois and Clark,
Yeah.
Terry Hatcher and Dean Cain.
Yeah.
And I used to, I liked that
Yeah, it
because
was pretty good.
there was no other superhero shows
Right.
on,
Yeah.
and I liked it because it was Superman. I was like, shit.
Yeah, it's comic book.
But then I got older. When I got into a teenage years,
Yeah.
I hated Superman. And I know why. Because I loved Batman. Batman's always been my favorite, no matter what, right? And back then, everybody started sporting Superman shirts. Everybody wanted to be Superman. Everyone's like, nobody can beat Superman.
Those
I'm
are
like,
just douchebags.
wait a minute. Batman can beat Superman. And everybody used to fucking talk shit to me.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, when you think about Superman's powers, they are pretty impressive.
They're ridiculous. Like, why the fuck is Superman so powerful?
Basically, because when they created Superman, it was 1930s.
Yeah.
Right? And they were like, would it be badass if this guy did this. Because, and nobody, comics were for kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, that being said, why is Krypton so powerful when they come to Earth
Yeah.
is beyond me. Because...
Exactly, that's right.
And that's the thing that sucks, because you look at it two different ways. One, you look at it from, you understand why the creators did it. like when Batman does something, you're like, I understand why the writers did this.
Yeah.
But that's not. Why
Yeah.
why would Bruce Wayne think like that? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You try to
yeah.
dive into the characters and it starts getting too stupid.
Yeah.
You're like, wait a minute, these guys ain't real. The reason they did that is because the writers thought it'd be cool.
But he looks human, right?
Yeah.
He looks 100% human.
100%.
Now, is he supposed to fuck Lois Lane? Is he
See,
like
here-
100% human looking? If he's 100%
anatomy?
biologically like a
With
yeah,
the anatomy?
yeah.
Does he have a cock? Is what you're saying?
Well, he does.
Does Superman have a super cock?
Oh, he's an alien. He's not a human. How did
But
that
see,
work?
here's the thing with him banging any Earth chicks. They say all the time like he's withholding. Frank Miller, when he wrote Dark Knight Returns,
Yeah.
when Batman was fighting Superman,
Yeah.
Batman's thinking in his head like he's withholding right there. I can feel it in the punch. You know what I mean? So Superman has to watch how hard he punches you. Now, you got to worry about him wondering how hard he's going to drill you. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to be like, "Brow!" And you're like, because he hits you so hard and so fast that you're fucked up now because you're immortal. You're a fucking human being from Earth.
Yeah.
And he's a fucking god from Krypton. You know what I mean? He just destroyed your poo-tang. You're just laying there like, ah. That's why he's got to bang chicks like, that's why I never get like Lois. Do like that, like, it's cool because it's like him and Lois Lane, like, they got to be careful when they fuck.
Oh shit! But that's the one thing I never understood, because he's not human. How is he gonna make a baby? I don't know.
I mean, you got to think though, like, what does a Kryptonian sperm do to Earthlings? Ovarian, uterus. What is it called? Uterus, ovarian tubes?
Fallopian tube.
Fallopian tubes. What is that Kryptonian? Look at what Kryptonians do to the walls. They punch people through it. So you'd imagine the Kryptonian sperms like, all these Earth sperms like, fuck. I've been trying to bang this for a minute. This fucking sperm comes flying by you. That's Superman. But they've had kids in the comic books. I mean, there's a kid right now. There's a Superman kid right now.
I had no idea. I knew he came back as a kid.
Him and Batman's kid have a comic book together.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, it's just like, if he's biologically basically human, why the fuck does the sun make him fly, shoot lasers out of his fucking eyes and shit? What's that about? How does that happen?
Science.
What science?
Science.
That's bullshit.
The thing is, Krypton was a very cold planet.
Oh, was it cold?
I don't know, but it was harsh. It was Krypton. This I do know for a fact. Krypton was supposed to be like a really harsh planet. It was really harsh.
Okay.
So something to do with the fucking I knew the beams of the sun. There's something to do with the sun and the atmosphere that makes him fly and jump real high and strong and impenetrable unless he has shards of his home planet near him. Yeah. Because that's what kryptonite is. Kryptonite is shards of Krypton.
Yeah. No, that.
Well, see, and all the kryptonites. Do you know that there's more than one kryptonite?
No.
There's a fuck ton. I'm sorry, I just spit on you.
No, you didn't. You're fine.
There's a fuck ton. You got green kryptonite, which kills them.
I knew that. Is there a red one?
Red one, yeah. Which mine, like you can manipulate his mind and shit that way. And I believe so. I believe that's what it does. And then you have a black one. I think you can. I think it turns him bad or something. Does something. Oh. Each one has a different effect.
Okay.
And I just don't remember.
Red,
red. I remember because of Batman Hush. Fucking Poison Ivy devised a toxin with red kryptonite and infected Superman, and she controlled him and shit. It was crazy, but she gave it to Lex Luthor. But I digress. Fucking. But yeah, fucking yeah. You got all the different kryptonites. And they all do something different, so I think that's pretty cool. You know what I mean?
So basically, if he goes back home, he's a regular guy again.
Exactly. Yeah, because everybody on Krypton, when they're on Krypton, they were normal.
Yeah,
they were normal fucking people.
And that's what makes me question flight, laser beams. Like I get impenetrable, I get maybe even super strong. But why the fuck does he fly?
See, here's the thing: I get flight more than I get any of the other ones. Yeah? Strength, maybe flying and strength, I get because if his atmosphere is heavier and denser than ours, then he should be able to jump up and float around, or maybe
that's science, Tom.
Right, that's science. Now I don't know if that's the right science, but it's science. If his body's used to fucking moving real, and then he can over here, and then it ain't shit here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Those I get. Now the laser beams and the cold breath. He has cold breath too. I don't get that.
You're right. I forgot about the cold, but see, that's the thing. I don't get why he gets some of the powers. It's almost like this is how I envisioned the makers of Superman. Yeah. They went to a kindergarten, hey kids, we're making a new superhero. What powers should he have? And then of course they pick all the lame ass shit.
I want him to be really strong.
Exactly.
I want him to be really fast.
Exactly.
I want him to have waves of blades out of his eyes. and that's why. And the writers are going, you know what? That sounds amazing.
Exactly. Just everything.
No, I get that.
And I feel like they started dumbing shit down. Like for when he's fighting Nazis and shit. How come he's not exploding their faces with a punch and shit?
He should. And he should. So Superman doesn't try to kill people.
Yeah.
See, and this is the thing. Like I said, I love Superman when I was growing up as a kid, and then I hated Superman as my teenage years. I used to hate Superman. Yeah. I had a Superman hate club in high school. I was the only member.
I like it though.
But I like Superman though. I don't own a Superman shirt. I don't own one.
I wouldn't own one. Only douchebags wear Superman
shirts. I know. That's what it seems like, don't it?
Yeah. Just some douchebag. Oh, he's got a Superman shirt on.
But then what's sad is I've been wearing Batman shirts all my life, and now I see fucking people wearing Batman shirts, and it's the opposite of Superman. It's the fucking loser. It's like, God, just grow up and do something.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? It's like, fuck. And the reasons I like him is basically because he's someone who's integrated into society. He's not from here.
True American.
He's a true American. Exactly. He's an immigrant from the fucking cosmos. And he loves his parents that he only knew.
Yeah.
Which was the ones that raised him.
Okay.
And they're humans. So they treat him all these human fucking things like this guy's an asshole, but you can't kill him, Clark, even though we know you could.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I guess, and his dad's like, you treat people right because you're more powerful than them.
And that's exactly. And that's one of the things why I like Superman, because he is above it. He could Injustice, the video games Injustice, where he does do that. He flips the fuck out, kills the Joker.
Oh wow.
And then takes over the world. He takes over the entire world. Who the fuck's gonna stop him?
Nobody.
It's Superman. So the only person who has the balls to stop him is Batman.
Exactly.
And that's what happens in the video game.
Yeah.
That's the whole. It's Mortal Kombat. It's a video game.
Yeah.
It's like Mortal Kombat, but it's DC.
Yeah. And I heard about that.
And that's the storyline. It's Superman flips the fuck out.
He kills everybody.
Kills everyone. Well, he doesn't kill everyone. He lets certain people live if you abide by him. But he kills Billy Batson in the video game. Like during the video game, Billy Bass is like, that's messed up, guy. We shouldn't do that. He's like, really? Laser beam in the eye. That's what he does. He laser beams him right in the fucking forehead. He's like,
Oh,
he
shit.
kills him. It's like, fuck. Honestly, there's other DC characters I like more than Superman.
Yeah.
But
Mongol is your favorite.
my favorite Superman villain, besides, well, I don't know, Darkseid though too. I like Darkseid a lot. Darkseid's badass. But I've liked a lot of fucking Superman villains. I mean, Lex Luthor was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But who doesn't know Lex Luthor?
Yeah.
And that's the only villain you've ever seen besides Doomsday and fucking the Superman movie.
Doomsday was all fucked
And
up
Zod.
anyway.
Well, you see Zod. Zod's pretty dope though.
Yeah.
General Zod's pretty fucking shit.
Yeah. I don't know anything about the villains. The only one I like is Doomsday because he killed Superman.
Mr. Mixoplex.
What
Mr.
the-
Mixoplex.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah. You gotta say his name backwards to get send him back home. What he is a little fucking like gnome thing, like floats around, and where he's from, they got like a Batman version of him.
Oh yeah, I've seen the Batman
The
version.
Batmite.
Yeah,
It's
Batmite. Yeah.
Yeah, but Mr. Mixoplex, Mixoplex, fucking Mixoplexin, I think is how you say it. I can't remember. Anyways, he fucks with Superman all the time. And
Yeah.
he's like, eh. They actually had him in the Justice League
Oh, yeah?
cartoon.
I've
Not the
seen-
movie, the cartoon.
It probably would have been better in the movie.
Mixoplex. Like, who? Mr. Mixoplex. Fucking pricks. And then you gotta say his name backwards. He's gotta say his own name backwards. That's what it is. You gotta confuse him to say his own name backwards, and then he fucking goes back to his own
How do you get rid of
dimension.
Batmite?
I have no idea. I don't know about that lame ass. Superman is like I said, I like his villains.
Yeah.
Lobo has been a villain.
I was
of
gonna ask
fucking
about
Superman.
that, Lobo.
Yeah.
Lobo would probably be one of my favorite, not characters, but villains to Superman.
Yeah.
It'd
he's
be one of
pretty
my
dope.
tops.
So yeah, thanks for tuning in to Drunk Under the Sun with Joe and Tom.
Hell yeah.
We try to talk to you about DC, Superman, Batman, Justice League, all that shit on this episode.
Hell yeah.
So remember, we're gonna let you check it out on the outro. We don't drink when we do this at all.
What the fuck are you saying over there?
I don't know. I have no idea. We'll cut the fuck out of this. So let's end this proper.
All right.
What?
What the fuck? I'm sorry.
I don't know what you said.
He said, "End this proper."
Oh yeah, we're gonna end it proper. What?
Oh shit.
All right,
Anyway,
so
all right,
once
listen.
again, thanks for tuning in to Drunk Under the Sun. Remember, this is the podcast about anything and everything under the sun. Peace.